All right, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to, especially if you're new to golf, right, or just a beginner, how to hit the ball off the tee straighter. You got to be able to put it in play off the tee to be able to enjoy this game.
Yeah, you're not going to have any fun if you keep driving the trees, driving the water, hitting it on the ground. The
Golf gets
game's no
real
fun.
expensive when you spin balls on every hole.
Yeah.
This video is all about helping you straighten that out. All right, Sean, let's kind of break this video up into two sections. We're going to talk about setup, and then we're going to talk about the swing. Now, fight the urge of fast forwarding to the swing part because the setup part is vitally important. And what's the first thing we need to take care of in setup?
Let's talk about how to put your hands on the club.
That's a big deal.
Okay, so that's the only thing that connects us to the club, and that's how we deliver the club face. So to me, you've got to get your hands on there in a playable fashion.
Yes.
And I'm going to try to show you how to make more of a professional grip than probably what you are now.
Okay.
So first thing you're going to do, let's go ahead and let's talk about as a right-handed golfer. Let's get your left hand on the club first. And the way to do that is to just bend over and pick the club up like you're going to pick up your suitcase.
It's a great idea.
It's a real easy way to get the club in the hand in the right place. And the kiss of death for beginner golfers, and I've taught a lot of them, Mike has too, they grip the club too much across their hand this way.
So let's make that real clear to the camera there, what that lifeline kind of grip looks like.
So yeah, they put it almost too much in line with the fingers. If you can hold that, it goes this way too much.
Yeah.
What we need to do is get the hand so the fingers kind of run 90 degrees to the grip and just wrap your hand around.
And if we go back to your suitcase analogy, like I'll be the handle of a suitcase, you wouldn't grab it in the lifeline.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't have any leverage from there.
That's right.
So you would just grab it in the bottom of your hand, not in the fingertips, but down in the fingers a little more where the fingers meet the palm, I always tell people. And that gets it where it needs to be. Now, a good way to check that is to make sure the fat part of your palm here, we call it the heel pad. I don't know if that's the correct terminology medically.
Sounds good to me, yeah.
Heel pad in golf pretty much gets the job done. You should be able to let go of the other three fingers and keep that heel pad on top of the club, so you're just balancing it with your index. A lot of you, when you do that, the club's going to come out of your hand.
Right.
So to me, that's number one. Let's get the left hand in the right place. Now, as far as the rotation of the hand, we need to have it a little bit on top of the club.
Okay, so let's drop the club head and really show them that there.
So a lot of you, when you first grab the club, you're going to grab it from underneath with the palm facing the sky too much.
And that would be a classic weak grip.
Yeah, we call that weak. It has nothing to do with how tight you're gripping it.
Right.
That's just the rotation of the hand. Underneath is weak, on top will be strong. I encourage everybody when they're first picking up the game, go a little bit stronger because it's going to help you control the club face a little more and square it up for you.
That's exactly right.
So get the hand a little more rotated on top of the club. Put your thumb on the club like you're making a thumbprint. When you do that, you should see at least 2, maybe 3 knuckles of the left hand.
And we'll see, you know, the classic deal, the V here between your index finger and thumb will be pointing more over to the right side of your body.
Great checkpoint.
Yep.
So thumbprint, get the V over to the right side, a couple knuckles. That pretty much takes care of your left hand grip.
And this doesn't have to be done on the golf course.
No, better off maybe doing it at home.
You could do this while you're brushing your teeth in the morning, right? You can have that left-handed grip. It takes no talent to have a great left-hand grip.
So you got your left hand on. What I want you to do is hold the club up in front of you before you apply the right hand, okay? Have the face, make sure that's straight up and down, right? You want to basically take a vertical line on the face. Make sure that's straight up and down, yep. Swing your right hand in, slide it down the grip so it's in the fingers, the bottom of your fingers here, and close the right hand over the left thumb, okay? Now when you do that, I also want that V between your right forefinger and thumb to also go towards your right shoulder. Okay, that would be kind of a classic neutral to strong grip, which I think is a great way to learn how to play it first.
So both of those V's, right, between the thumb and forefingers are both shooting out here.
Yep. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you, a lot of you, once you set the club down, just by the nature of the way your arms are sitting out of your shoulders, you're going to put the club down and it's not going to be looking at the target.
Right.
Do not re-grip it and spin the club and grip it again. Well, all you need to do is twist your forearms a little bit so the club looks straight.
That's a great point. So let's do that from down the line. I want to make a point here.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a really good grip up in front of me, which everyone can see the face, but when they set the club down, a lot of times people will go this way.
We see this a lot of times where if I just set this across your forearms, they're way out here into Sliceville.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now let's get it more down the fairway.
So I'll tell people just twist your forearms and your shoulders until the face looks good, and then your forearms will line up. I think it has everything to do with how people apply the right arm kind of high.
Yes.
So get used to getting your forearms level, and then that face will look a lot better.
Yes.
If you do that, that's a fairly professional grip. It's going to give you the best chance once we move on to the swing to apply the club face.
And this will be the
square.
grip you'll use for as long as you play the game.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's talk about setup. We got a great grip now. Let's talk about setting up to the golf ball. It's a trouble spot for a lot of golfers.
Yeah, and you know, we like to teach kind of plain vanilla, neutral setups. So the first thing I would say is, let's find the target line, right?
So let's put the stick down, kind of match our target line.
Yeah, and then let's put another stick almost like a T. So Mike's putting a stick down there, just inside the ball. So now I have a reference point. For those of you who haven't heard it before, you know, ball position is very important. If the ball's not in the right place, you're gonna have a difficult time hitting the ball straight.
Or if it's changing shot to shot.
Yeah, absolutely, we need it consistent. So what I would encourage with the driver is to have this ball, I'll do it over here at first so you can see it. If I was gonna go this way, let's have this ball opposite the left heel.
Yep.
So it's forward in the stance. That's gonna encourage you to hit up on the ball slightly, which is what a lot of you are gonna wanna do with the driver, because it's gonna launch it high with no spin, get more distance.
That's exactly right.
So let's go back over here again with your T-square, line it up off the left heel. And then the other nice benefit you get, you can actually see if the club face is square using this drill.
That's right, that's right.
So you've got the face, you can go 90 degrees off of this outside alignment stick. Once you have your setup, get your feet about shoulder width apart, and that'll cover the ball position and the face angle.
Right, if you're a new golfer or beginning golfer, and you come out to the golf course, there are no right angles out here in the golf course. Like, it's a big open emptiness to aim at. So using these patterns, right, these grids, really helps you learn how to aim yourself and orient yourself towards a target.
Yeah, and then once you get the face angle, now set your body up correspondingly. Let's get your feet, knees, hips, shoulders, and even your eye line fairly close to this line here, matching it parallel. That will get you out of any of these kind of exaggerated body setup positions, which, as you're going to see in a minute, is going to affect how you swing the club.
That's exactly right. Let's talk about posture just a little bit. Let's have you set up there again. So two key checkpoints here that we like to look at. So from down the line, we put right in the middle of his shoulders here. We want to see kind of the butt of the club just in front of that. We don't want it way inside of that. And then off the heel, if we bring a line coming up, we want it kind of right in the middle of the hip or just behind the middle of the hip. So we don't want a lot of rear end sticking way out past that. Makes it really difficult to move dynamically.
Yeah, a lot of you are going to be taught to stick your rear end way out.
Right.
And I think that can be a big problem as far as trying to stay balanced and make good body motion.
Because you're not going to stay in that in the swing.
Exactly.
That's right. So now that's the setup, right? It takes no talent, right? You don't have to be a golfer for 30 years to have a good setup or ball position or grip. So those things should not be dependent on how long you've been playing the game. Beginner should still be able to set up, have all those things right. Now let's take a look at the golf swing. All right, so now let's get into the golf swing, right? So let's understand. If you can understand the shape of the golf swing, you're way ahead of the game, right? So what's a great way to understand the shape of the swing?
Well, the first thing you need to know is there are no straight lines in a golf swing.
Right.
I was told that a long time ago. I forget who said that to me, but it made sense. A lot of you are going to pick up the club, and intuitively you're going to think to hit it straight, you're going to try to swing the club on the target line.
Take the club straight, right.
They try to take it straight back on the plane and straight through on the target line, but nothing could be farther from the truth if you actually want to hit it straight.
That's right, or far.
Or far.
Or far.
So what you want to do instead is, remember, the golf swing is circular, right? So one thing you can do to get the feel for this is to hold the club head up to about chest height, shoulder height. And if Mike, put your hand out like this and represent where I'm going to hit. So if you thought about it, if golf was played up here, it'd be a very easy game, because I would just be swinging the club head back on that same level plane as the hand or the ball, and I would swing through on that same plane and figure out how to square the face up.
So there's probably a lot of better T-ball players out there than golfers.
Absolutely right.
So if we can just orient that same motion. So I'll be the T. I'll be the ball.
So I'm going to turn back. I would let my arms kind of fold so that the club would stay on this same level. Imagine a tabletop.
Right.
Then I would swing it back, my right arm would unfold, and I would deliver the club head solidly into the ball. Now, how do you turn that into a golf swing?
I'm halfway down now.
I'm going to bend my knees and bend for my hips, and I'm going to make that same circular motion till I make contact.
Yep.
And now I'm going to go down a little bit more until I get to the ball. Now, a lot of you, when you get to the ball, you're going to think, this can't be right to go away from the ball like this. But your hands and the club do need to work up and in a way so they can work back, down, and out. And if you do that right and make that same motion, you're going to have the makings of a really good golf swing.
That's right. And we're talking basically about plane, right? So let's go back to our tee up here. And if we can just kind of use this as a reference of a plane line, and as you swing back, it kind of goes that and above it and parallel to it, and then back down on it. And this exists pretty much whatever angle you have. So if you can kind of keep that overall idea in your brain, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a reference. You'll start to really avoid some of the pitfalls that a lot of beginner golfers make. And that's, like you said, taking the club back or trying to do some goofy things to get it to go straight. You almost have to curve your swing to make the ball go straight.
Absolutely. So, you know, you can work on that at home, out in the yard, just make some swings level and gradually bend from the hips and getting that good posture like we talked about earlier. And if you do that and work on just kind of slow motion, hitting balls at first and then speed it up, you're going to find yourself hitting a lot more straight balls in the fairway.
But always use this as kind of a reference to come back to. Like, make some of these tee-ball swings. We've probably made a lot more tee-ball swings than we have golf swings when we first pick up the game. So it's something that the body's used to doing. Reference it. A few tee-ball swings, a few tee shots. Tee-ball swings, tee shots, and you'll really start to connect the dots upstairs, which will make this game much more athletic, much more reactionary, just like other sports. If you'd like more distance instantly, we put together a video just for that. All you need to do to get that video is click on the link below in the first pinned comment. We'll ask for your name, your email, and we'll send it out to you immediately.
If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Once you do that, click on notifications so you know when we have a brand new video coming out right away.
Right, we want to make this channel's content just for you guys, just for your golf game. So leave us some comments down below if you'd like to see something that we haven't already covered or want to see it covered in a different way. We'll do our best to get that for you as soon as we can. And don't forget, if you want to hit the ball farther, click the link below in the first pinned comment.
Get you some instant distance.
Instant.